So it was my sophomore year of college, and I had a lot going on that year. I was in several leadership roles. Probably the most important was being president of my sorority. I was also taking on a pretty large course load. So I had a lot going on, but things were going pretty smoothly for the most part. I went home one weekend to visit my mom, and during that weekend, she told me that due to a lot of financial problems that we had been having, that we were going to lose our house and that this was going to be the last weekend that I would spend at home. So it was a lot to process at one time, really worrying about what was she going to do, where was she going to go after, and how was she going to deal with all of this by herself. And I was just really brokenhearted because, you lose your childhood home and there's a lot of memories to take in. And I had to go back to school the following Monday, so I had to leave her there to kind of deal with all of this because I had so much going on at school. I had to go back to class, I had to take care of my leadership responsibilities, and so I kind of just kept all of that in. I was really upset, but I didn't want to let anyone else know about my problems, and so I kind of kept that in and started to kind of just go on about my day. And throughout the following weeks, my anxiety really started to shoot through the roof. I was very nervous all the time and anxious and felt very stressed out, and that stress really started to show itself in my classes. I was not doing very well in my courses. I had a D in one of my math classes, and I really didn't know what to do about that. I was feeling very lost, and then it actually started to get really sick. My nerves were not allowing me to keep food down. I was throwing up and just feeling very physically sick because of the stress. And so I actually went to the clinic on campus just to make sure that there was nothing, really wrong, because it was making me even more nervous, the fact that I was getting really sick all the time. And the doctors basically explained to me that stress can manifest itself in a physical way, and that what was happening to me was really being caused by nerves, and that if I didn't do something to alleviate the stress that I was under, that I was going to continue to get sicker and sicker. So I really had to make a plan for myself and figure out what I was going to do to deal with the problems I was having. And the first thing I did was reach out to someone on campus that I felt really comfortable with. So I found a mentor, and really during my meetings with her, we just kind of processed everything that had been happening over those few weeks since I had gone home and found out about losing our house. And she encouraged me to reach out to my professor in the class that I was struggling in to see if there was anything I could do to raise my grade. And so I did that, and through a lot of work, I was able to raise my grade. I went to office hours constantly, did extra credit, and was able to raise my grade by the end of the semester. And I really feel like what I learned from that situation was just not letting things get to that point again, not letting things bubble up to the point where stress was going to manifest itself physically and where my grades were going to suffer. So I really encourage any Tulane student that's going through anything like that to reach out to someone on campus. There's so many resources, and if you aren't sure where to go, you can ask your academic advisor and they'll point you in the right direction, or you can ask me, since you know that I've been through it as well, and anyone on campus would be happy to help you.